Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. It's your friendly neighbor Welva once again, and now we will finally be attempting the last 50 stages of this Giratina Origin Escalation Battle from stages 251 all the way to the final boss stages at stage 280 and at stage 300. So coming into these stages, the stage will actually start off with a initial spiral layout where there will be blocks in the form of its legs extending towards the four corners, and the center will just be 4 rocks. So basically later in these stages, from stages 251 all the way to stages 269, the stage will try to resummon back its initial layout. As you can see, it will start to resummon its blocks, legs, and those 4 rocks in the center as well. And even despite me actually using my stage 250 boss team on these new non-boss stages, where that's the reason why you're actually seeing the accidental 4th Pokemon being Bunry in this case. You can still defeat these non-boss stages pretty comfortably. As you guys can see, 17 seconds left, so as long as you hold onto significant combos, you can definitely defeat the stage, and you do not really need to even have Sinister Power activated. So yeah, there you go. Stage 264, exactly the same format all the way to stage 269, using an optimized super effective team, and still defeating the stage within 14 seconds left. So definitely significant amount of time for you guys to actually defeat these stages. Alright, so coming into stages 270 to 279, it will be a completely different non-boss stages, and this will pretty much change every 10 levels until you reach that final boss. Alright, so within stages 270 to 279, you will be getting this kind of disruptions, clouds at the start, and it will summon something like you can just say pretty much a horizontal top row of blocks with 2 blocks in row 2. And it can be actually pretty disruptive, but not to worry. Giratina will pretty much only have around 5000 HP starting off at stage 270, and it will increase by every 200 HP. So the HP will be at a bare minimum. The time where you need to defeat it will be at 30 seconds, but you should have enough time, honestly, to still do these stages items to get rid of its 5000 HP with an optimized team. Just bring maybe Mega Absol or even Mega Sharpedo if you want to, and you can definitely do the stage well. So coming into this stage now, we are actually attempting stage 280, which will be the second last boss stage for this escalation. And the idea will be pretty much similar to that of stage 200. I'm gonna use complexity and attack boost like as always, and yeah, as you can see, the initial layout can be pretty intimidating. It will be very hard to even activate Sinister Power right at the start, but what you want to do is you want to make at least try to make your first 5 manual matches as soon as possible to get rid of those blocks. And after you do get rid of those blocks, it will only summon barriers from that point onwards. So I would say you don't really need to use a disruption delay, because it only summons around 2 barriers at a time. And like I mentioned, the strategy for using Mega Gengar, you want to let automatic combos happen on its own. If you let automatic matches happen on its own, it does not take down the disruption counter, as you guys actually see right there, unless you make your own manual moves. So only do your manual moves if you really feel that the combo is about to end. So you have to try and strike a nice balance between that, so you can actually try to control its disruptions. However, as you guys can see, I actually dropped the 100 plus combo and I actually did not have Sinister Power activated throughout this entire stage. So if you actually do activate Sinister Power, you can definitely defeat the stage much faster, and I'll recommend you guys to actually try activating Sinister Power. And just on the dot, literally on the dot, I managed to defeat the stage 280 boss using after timer combos just by 76 HP more. So I just did enough matches just to defeat the stage, so it cannot come much closer than this, and I actually got the race max level, so whew, that was a really close call. Alright, so that's the strategy. Honestly, try to use the complexity and attack boost for that boss stage 280. Try to make sure you try to activate Sinister Power as soon as possible, and try to let automatic matches happen on its own, and try to strike a balance between manual and automatic matches. Alright, so coming to these non-boss stages from 281 all the way to stage 289, you'll be getting, like I mentioned, a totally different kind of stage layout. As you guys can see, it will just pretty much disrupt you with top roll rocks and some barriers especially. So yeah, what you want to do is basically at the start, try to get rid of those barriers and rocks as soon as possible. Open up the board and you can get it done. You don't really need to even activate Sinister Power for this stage. It has 10,000 HP. Yeah, you still have some time to actually get the stage done, actually defeat the stage with enough seconds remaining as well. But the toughest part, or at least the toughest non-boss stages, will be from 290 all the way to stage 299, where I will not blame you guys, and it might be probably better for you guys to actually try to invest in maybe plus 10 seconds for these non-boss stages leading up to the final boss stage. So from stage 290 all the way to 299, you will be getting a really crowded initial layout filled with rocks and barriered rocks especially. So it's gonna be a really tough stage. If you do not plan on activating Sinister Power, you will definitely need to hold your combo all the way from almost start to the end if you want to get that done. Otherwise, it will probably be better for you to really get really get Sinister Power activated as soon as possible. And yeah, that's about it. You can still use Mega Gengar to actually hold the combo to stall the stage, so you can actually keep and prolong the combo that you actually have. And that's about it, honestly. Again, like I mentioned, for these non-boss stages, it will be really tough. If you have coins, try to invest in plus 10 seconds. And yeah, just really try to hold on to your combo. Preferably activate Sinister Power if you can. Alright, and another tip that I want to tell you guys is do try and make your Sinister Power at least level 2 to get the extra 20% boost. Alright, so as you guys can see, stage 299, exactly the same format, same stage format, using the same team. Really close calls if you're going to do this itemless, so bear with it. You might fail sometimes, most likely you're gonna fail on these non-boss stages, but hopefully you can persevere with maybe some items and get past these annoying non-boss stages. Alright, and now we actually come into the final escalation boss stage at stage 300. So again, preferably you might want to go full items with this against this boss, but I'm still using attack boost and complexity with a fully candy Mega Sharpedo team. Alright, so yeah, if you actually use a complexity in this stage, you're going to get rid of those additional rocks. Reason being is because if you don't use a complexity, the stage will be a 5 Pokemon stage where blocks will be considered the 5th Pokemon for this stage. Alright, so because I use a complexity, there will only be 4 different Pokemon in the stage, as you guys can see, which is my original 4 Pokemon team. So the barriers, or at least the disruptions, are slightly more disruptive compared to stage 280, but it can still be quite manageable. But I will recommend you guys to definitely use a disruption delay especially. And if you can actually hold on to your Sinister Power combo right at the start with disruption delay activated, you can do much better than what I am doing right here. Alright, so yeah, I only had Sinister Power combo lasting maybe up to 40 only, and again, barely defeating the stage on exactly the last match. if it wasn't for that last duel Mega Sharpedo matches, I would have lost the stage by barely silver of a HP. Managed to defeat the stage with 210 HP more, so basically on the last match I actually defeated the stage again, so another ridiculously close score. And if you do defeat stage 300, you'll be getting the final reward, which will be 2 race max levels. Okay, so this stage will be a bonus for you guys if you actually want to. You don't really need to actually continue on with these stages, but the stages after stage 300 can actually be pretty easy. There will be no more bosses, there will be no more rewards after the stage 300, but I just want to show you guys that just for fun of it, let's just try and attempt these non-boss stages after stage 300. So interestingly, it really still has a different kind of stage format, which is really interesting, I find, because from my experience, usually stages after stage 300 will just be the same boss stage, will be pretty much the same boss stage at 300 being repeated in stage 301, 302 and onwards and onwards and onwards. So it's interesting that these new non-boss stages have a unique stage layout and can be done pretty comfortably itemless as well. So maybe you guys want to boost your personal records and get a higher stage clearing. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If it helps, drop a like, give it a thumbs up, and catch you all